Did I just hear that a certain DC superhero film just got canceled? Am I hearing that correctly? A DC film just got canceled. Roll the music. This is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man, for another exciting episode of Codo Cinema. Now, from what you heard in the beginning, the DC superhero film just got canceled. Yes, it did, and it's pretty which film it is. Well, that'll be the upcoming Batgirl film. That is right, folks. The upcoming Batgirl film, which stars Leslie Grace as the title character, the film got canceled and now is being described as an unreleased American superhero film based on DC Comics character Barbara Gordon, also known as Batgirl. And as I mentioned, it was originally going to star Leslie Grace as Batgirl, but it was originally going to have J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon, Michael Keaton returning as Bruce Wayne Batman, basically from an alternate universe of Gotham City, who moonlights as a crime-fighting vigilante, and of course Brendan Fraser as Firefly. But you also have directors such as Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah, who you may recognize the duo from the third Bad Boys films, Bad Boys for Life, including the Marvel Disney Plus TV series of Marvel, to which the two directors directed 2 episodes while also serving as executive producers on the show, who directed the Batgirl film, but now that film has been completely shelved with the entire film already completed. Let me say that again. Batgirl was canceled and the entire film was completed. However, there were some elements in the film, according to test screenings, where the visual effects were not completed, and many people were just very disappointed with it. I mean, the test screenings for Batgirl was actually turned out to be very bad, with people going so far as to say that this film is irredeemable, and that is not a good sign. And the reason for the cancellation was basically the how. Well, actually, the reason why that film was canceled, because it was due to the studio's cost-cutting measures and a refocus on theatrical releases. And this is basically following the Warner Brothers and Discovery merger with the new head of Warner Brothers Discovery being David Zaslav. So they got Batgirl canceled, but The Flash, starring Ezra Miller, is still going. Let that sink in for a moment. Two different DC films, like The Flash and Batgirl. Batgirl got canceled, but yet the Flash is still around. So somehow I feel like there were rumors that The Flash was going to be next, but no, Warner Bros. Decided to keep The Flash going. Now, another reason why this film, the Batgirl film, was also canceled because it wasn't even mentioned at Comic-Con, because the reason why there were only 2 other DC films that were that many people were excited for, and that was Shazam! Fury of the Gods and Black Adam, and that was mentioned at Comic-Con just a few weeks ago, but yet no mention of Batgirl nor the Flash. So that puts in a good question, like, for especially from Warner Brothers. Or while I'm at it, Aquaman 2. That's right, no mention of Aquaman 2 as well. So that puts in a big question. What's going on, Warner Brothers? I see what you're doing with the Batgirl film, but what about your other films as well? What about your other films as well? Huh? Well, I mean, I can't answer that. But I feel like with David Zaslav now, it seems as though he's going in a different direction compared to Warner Brothers. It seems, I got a good feeling about that. I got a good feeling that David Zaslav wants to focus on theatrical releases while also not pandering too much to the woke nonsense that is going on, which is something that a lot of people are saying, that people are saying that this Batgirl film is woke. Now, to be fair, though, I will say this. Now, casting-wise, I know Leslie Grace, who is, I'm pretty sure from what I'm hearing, she's Dominican. She's basically Dominican. She was casted as Batgirl, following her successful role of In the Heights. Now, for this, I don't mind Leslie Grace being in the Batgirl film, but the question is, can she carry the role of Batgirl? Which is the question. Can she carry the role as Batgirl? I mean, maybe, I don't know. Usually I know if the film comes out, but that's out of the question now since the film is canceled. But on one other hand, the directors even felt bad that this film was canceled too, and they admitted it as well. But at the same time, I mean, you gotta be wondering what they were also going for. But also, according to Warner Brothers Discovery spokesperson, based on the decision to cancel the film, the decision to not release Batgirl reflects our leadership's strategic shift as it relates to the DC Universe and HBO Max. Leslie Grace is an incredibly talented actor, and this decision is not a reflection of her performance. We are incredibly grateful to the filmmakers and cast of Batgirl, and we hope to collaborate with everyone again in the near future. So I guess, well, that quote from that spokesperson, I mean, that's not all bad. So at least it's upsetting to know that, yeah, a film project or a TV project getting canned or pulling the plug on the project, it's bad. It does hurt because a lot of time, effort was put into a certain TV show or film. And Batgirl, for example, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of time and effort that the cast and crew put into this film. I mean, you gotta give credit to the actors and filmmakers on this. I mean, they probably did a fantastic job on what they were given, but somehow, budget-wise, I mean, the budget was not there for this film. I mean, this was like reported to be under $100 million, and at one point it was like $70 million, but now it's saying it's $90 million. It was a $90 million budget, but before that it was like $70 million budget. I mean, now look, a low budget superhero film, I mean, it can work at times. It can work, but somehow if you have like a film I mean, like look at the Tim Burton films, like the Tim Burton Batman films. I mean, yeah, I mean they were made in the 80s and in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and that was like a long time ago. So their budget was pretty different, including the 1960s Batman shows. I mean, that was different too. Heck, in 2019, the Joker film was filmed on a $55 to $70 million budget, and it made over $1 billion. Now, I think the only difference with that film is it was just going off on the character, just the character of the Joker, and there wasn't really much to do with the Joker for that film. So it made sense. Well, we'll see how the budget for Joker 2 will look like. But for Batgirl, oh man, you kind of expecting a bigger budget, but somehow Warner Brothers was cutting their losses and decided to go cheap. Particularly on that costume, though. Now, the costume for Batgirl. Now, I will say this. I mean, it kind of resembles the comics too, but the way how it looks completely cheap. I mean, no disrespect to Leslie Grace. I mean, I'm pretty sure she tried on. I'm pretty sure she probably liked the costume. Now, I'm pretty sure there's a few people who probably like the costume, but I'm pretty sure there's definitely some other people who are saying like the costume looked pretty cheap. Now, this is not against the actress or anything. But the costume, it was a mixed bag. It was a very mixed bag. And I'm pretty sure that the budget of this film did not help for the costume. Now, you also have big name actors, as I mentioned. Michael Keaton, J.K. Simmons, Brendan Fraser. Those are big name actors who were originally going to appear in this film. And I feel bad. But at the end of the day, though, everybody still got paid for this film. Like, basically everybody who worked on this film end up getting paid. So, yeah, they did their jobs. I mean, I give credit to everybody involved with this film. But I feel like where they were going with it, where the studio was going with this film, it did not look good. I mean, because I'm pretty sure like now like everything is going with the whole woke process. And look, I understand you want to go in a different direction, but you need to know something. This is a superhero film that DC Comics is making. So you need to find a balance between this whole thing, like telling a good story and trying to find and getting that diversity side. Now, there has to be a balance with it, and then I have nothing against representation. I really don't. I have nothing against representation of LGBTQ, person of color, or representation of female empowerment. I have nothing against that. But the problem is, nowadays, like, the Hollywood is just shoving it down people's throats, and this is probably one of the reasons why this film is also canceled, and because David Zaslav doesn't want that woke stuff in that film, because a focus on a superhero film is to tell a good story. That's the main focus. You want to tell a good story. You want to tell a good story and have good writing around it. Now, don't get me wrong. The other DC films had their fair share of flaws too. I mean, the DC Extended Universe, when Zack Snyder took over for Batman vs Superman. I mean, hey, it wasn't a perfect film. I mean, it had its moments, but it wasn't really a perfect film. Even Justice League, the Justice League Zack Snyder cut film that we got, was so good. It was good. It wasn't perfect, but it was so good. Compared to Joss Whedon's Justice League that he made back in 2017, it did not look good. In fact, when I mentioned about Batgirl's visual effects not being completed, that's what the Joss Whedon cut looked like. It looked like it looked like it was incomplete. It looked like it was incomplete, like visual effects not rendered properly or even completed. That's how bad that film is. And for Batgirl, according to test screenings, it did not look good according to many people. With many people going so far as to say it's irredeemable. And now it's being shelved. So they wasted a lot of money on that film just to be shelved. Now, I could be wrong. This Batgirl is obviously the first film in Hollywood that is literally completed, just got shelved. Now, I'm pretty sure there were other films that came before this that also got the same boot. But the only difference with some of those films, like Rust, for example, with Alec Baldwin, that film got suspended because of that shooting incident. To the one cinematographer, and this was last year, and that film got suspended. That got suspended, and who knows if that film will be completed, but I don't think so, because now that film is being suspended because of the whole Alec Baldwin shooting that cinematographer. And also another film, I think there was also another film that was going to star William Hurt, and what was that film? I'm going to fact check that. Because there was a film that was supposed to star William Hurt, and it involved a singer named Greg Allman, and it was called Midnight Rider. Now that film actually got shelved, and it was not even completed. It wasn't even completed because Midnight Rider got canceled because of a train accident. Because there was a train accident that involved the death of a second assistant camera woman who was killed by a freight train. And this was like on the first day of shooting, and because the director was so negligent to literally film on a train track when you have an incoming freight train coming by, and yet it killed a second assistant camera woman on set. And that is bad, and that led to a lawsuit. That led to a major lawsuit. Now there's probably other films as well. Spider-Man 4, the Spider-Man 4 that Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi were originally going to do, that got canceled during pre-production because somehow Sony has been interfering with Sam Raimi's vision, and Sam Raimi decided to leave the production. He even told Sony, go ahead, Sony, make your alternate Spider-Man film, which was referring to the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man film, because somehow Sony Pictures decided to meddle with Sam Raimi's vision for Spider-Man 4. And that film got canceled. But there are definitely rumors that there could be a possible Spider-Man 4 for Tobey Maguire. Now, that's just a rumor. Now, films like Spider-Man 4, Midnight Rider, and Rust, they were canceled or suspended due to the fact that there were many reasons for that film to be canceled. Now, for Batgirl, that film was completed and it got canceled after poor test screenings, and it got shelved, which is basically a sign from David Zaslav from Warner Bros. And it's from his point of view, he wants to go in a different direction, trying to aim for more theatrical releases, because actually, while I'm at it, I forgot to mention that Batgirl was originally going to be released on HBO Max, and not in theaters. So that begs the question: why not put it in theaters? Why not put it in theaters? I don't know why. Look, I get it because of the pandemic, but many people are starting to go out now, really wanting to go out and watch movies and be entertained instead of being instead of going to a film and being preached to a film. They go to movies to be entertained, not to be preached and shoved down political agendas down their throats, which is probably why David Zaslav decided to pull the plug on the Batgirl film. And look, I feel bad for the filmmakers and cast and crew on this film, but I will say this: at the end of the day, they got their money. They got their money's worth, and I will say this. I mean, on the plus side, I will say this: on the plus side, at least David Zaslav is now trying to focus more on theatrical films to be released in theaters. Now for the other DC EU films, like The Flash, like, for what I'm hearing, that one's still going. That one's still going, despite Ezra Miller being on board and having his own fair share of controversies as well. I did an episode on Ezra Miller a few weeks back, so you can go check out that one other episode. And as for Aquaman 2, I mean, I don't know. I'm not hearing much about Aquaman 2, even though I'm hearing a lot more on Amber Heard. Basically, she's not moving forward from this court case because even though she lost, she's not moving forward with that loss. And basically, that's just embarrassing. But also, I mean, I'm pretty sure people are looking forward to Shazam! Fury of the Gods and, of course, Black Adam. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are looking forward to that film. But for Batgirl, the Batgirl film, that's basically an example of a completed film that is now being shelved for good. You know, and you never know. Maybe it might get released sometime. I mean, I don't know that. I don't know that. Now, I don't know that. I mean, right now, only time will tell. Will we ever see Batgirl in the DC extended universe or any future films for the DC extended universe? I mean, who knows? Only time will tell. I mean, what are your thoughts on this whole Batgirl cancellation? And also, if I missed out on anything, please let me know and keep your comments positive as well. So anyway, that's basically my take on the whole Batgirl movie canceled thing. So and first of all, shout out to the casting crew, Leslie Grace, the directors, Brendan Fraser, Michael Keaton, J.K. Simmons, for putting in the best effort despite what they were given. They probably put in the best effort they can to make this film good. I give them the credit that they deserved. I mean, it is very sad to see a film go, but sometimes a studio with a new head has got to do what that head has got to do. So anyway, that's my take. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this? And please let me. What are your thoughts on this? Please let me know. And thank you all for tuning into Codo Cinema. I'm your host, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man. Remember to watch movies and stay positive.